So I find the tail of the yarn and I place it in my left hand, and I hold on to the tail end of the yarn with my pinky. Now with the working yarn, the yarn that's attached to your skein, I'm going to wrap it around my index finger and my middle finger twice, crossing over. So I'm holding the tail with my pinky, I've got my index and middle finger, and I'm going to wrap it around twice. One. Now I'm going to cross over and wrap twice. I'm going to hold it with my pinky. So I've got the tail and my working yarn with my pinky. I've wrapped it twice, creating an X. You should see an X on the top. All right, and with my hook, I'm going to place the hook facing down, and I'm going to go under the first row and over the second row, hooking that second row. Now I'm going to gently pull. I'm still holding on to the tail and the working yarn. I'm going to slide my fingers out and gently pull. And then there's your slip knot. Now we're ready to get in the crochet position. There are two ways to hold your hook. You can hold your hook in the palm of your hand, or you can hold your hook like a pencil. I tend to use it like a pencil, but either way is totally fine. It's just personal preference. I'm going to drop the tail end of the yarn, and I'm going to place it in my right pinky just to get it out of the way for a bit. And with my left hand, I'm going to take the working yarn, again, the yarn that's attached to your skein, and I'm going to hold it in my left hand like this. I take my pinky and I go under and wrap it around. And then with my index finger, I go under and wrap it around. Let's do that again. Okay, I get my pinky, go under, wrap it around, index finger, under, and wrap it around. And then with my middle finger and my thumb, I'm going to hold on to the slip knot under the hook. That'll give you some control. Now you can drop the tail. So that's crochet position. This is a really good tip. So like this example is a chain 60. I used stitch markers every 20, so in case my hook fell out, I didn't have to start over from the beginning. I can just start at 40 and then count 41, 42, 43, and so on. So that's 20, 40, 60. That'll just save you some time and effort right there. And if you need to take your hook out of your project and you don't want to lose your spot, you can just put it in the last chain. And then when you're ready to start your project again, just insert your hook and continue on. So say for instance, you run out of yarn. There's the end of the tail end, the end of your yarn, and here's your new yarn. This will be your new working yarn. So the most common way to add yarn, with this loop on your hook, you're going to insert your hook in the next stitch just like you would a single crochet stitch. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, just like I would if I was about to finish a single crochet. So now that I have two loops on my hook, I'm going to drop that tail, and I'm going to grab the new yarn, just kind of wrap it around like that, and then hold it like that, kind of, or just whatever feels comfortable. And you're going to grab that loop and pull it through like you would a single crochet stitch. Now you're going to drop both tails and just pull them behind here out of the way. Now you just continue on making single crochets with your new working yarn. What you would do if you ran out of yarn or you just wanted to change colors. So this is good to know for a double crochet stitch. End of our yarn, we need to add more yarn or we're going to change colors. So at the top of the double crochet, gently pull this loop up, leave it like that. We're going to insert our hook under those two stitches right there. Just like that, leaving that tail hanging behind. With our new working yarn, leaving about a 6-inch tail again, we're going to create a little loop like that. Now we're going to grab that with our hook, pull through those two loops. Now we're going to let both of these tails hang for just a moment. And with our new working yarn, we're going to continue on double crocheting just like we would before, but with our new working yarn. I'll show you what to do with that in just a second. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have your new working yarn. And now for the back, to get rid of this little loop, we're going to grab the tail from that loop and just gently pull it down. There you go. You can kind of feel it's secure now. It's not going to go anywhere. There's our new tail, and there's our old tail. And I'll show you how to weave those in at the end. Here's the last stitch of my scarf. Now we're ready to fasten off, and to do that you simply just yarn over, pull through, and now we're just going to pull that loop out just like this, leaving about a 6-inch tail. Cut that. Holding your scarf, you just gently pull out the working yarn. And then give it a little tug, kind of locks it in place. And there you go, there's your last row of your scarf. And all that's left to do is just weave in our ends. And all that's left to do is just weave in our ends. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to grab my yarn needle. And I'm just going to weave it in, trying to disguise it into the stitches without causing any tension or tugging. We're just going to weave it in back and forth. So let's go under these two first. There's no really rhyme or reason, it's just simply disguising it in between stitches. And the going back and forth part just kind of helps it stay in place. If it was just sewn in straight, it might be more likely to slip out. Just not pulling too hard though. Now let's just go under these. I want to make sure I don't change the shape of any of the stitches, but just pull gently. Kind of holding where the knot went. Every now and then kind of give it a tug so that's not too tight. Let's go under these. All right, and we're going to go up maybe. There we go. I'm just kind of trying to stay with the shape of the stitches. See, I just kind of went up and down the stitches until I ran out. And now you just simply trim it. Give it a gentle tug. And it's hidden in there and it's not going to come unraveled. When you run out of yarn or you change color. So I did the same technique using the same color here, and then there's the tails. And then I did the same thing here, but I changed colors. You can see how seamless it makes the color change, but then you can also notice right here, it's just a seamless same color change. I was going to take a minute to show you how to weave in the tails if it's two different colors. It's the same thing, you just want to make sure with the blue or whatever color you changed, you're weaving in to that color. But this technique I love for when I switch colors because it's just seamless, there's no knot, and I can get the color change exactly where I want it. Again, you're just going to do like a zigzag motion trying to stay in the shapes of the stitches. You don't want to pull too tight because that would change your tension, kind of leaving wonky double crochets, and we don't want that. So let me go under here, and I'm just going to start in this double crochet right here. Now I'm going to go up under a couple of loops. Again, I'm just staying with the stitch. Back and forth. Let's go up again. Back and forth. Every now and then just give it a gentle little stretch so that nothing's too tight. Let's do one more and then I'll trim it. Just go up again, staying with the shape of the stitch. Pull your yarn needle out, kind of give it a little tug, and then you just snip the end, just like that. Now we'll work the pink one in the opposite direction under the pink stitches. And then trim it. And you would do the same thing with this one. And for me personally, I like to sew them individually. You could stitch it in at the same time, but for my projects I've noticed it'll make the stitches a little thicker and it kind of stands out and bothers me, so I like to do them like individually. So this is technically the back. When you look at the front, it's just seamless.